that. I feel like I want to give Stood a little bit more benefit of the doubt. Seen a limited sample size from him thus far. I think this is the map where we get to see the best version of himself.
Oh, I completely agree with you. But for me, it's not that I don't think Stododo will step up. It's more that the requirements of Inferno on the T side make it different.
Yeah.
So on the T side of Inferno, you don't need your operator to step up, and we've got our loot bet odds, which are actually a little bit less towards NORDAVIND than what I expected. Our good old pals, good old partners at Loopet saying that it's 145 to 262. Honestly, I thought it would be more of like a 130 to maybe 2.9 or something on those lines. But you know what? Saw definitely have shown us in the past that they can get out a good Inferno. So I guess I can understand both logics. And they've got themselves 3 sets of utility on their D side. Wow.
And it doesn't seem like the theme for NORDAVIND changes. From map to map, they go for the aggressive push down middle. We saw this yesterday as well, but it goes catastrophically wrong. They lose out on every single one of the duels that kind of required to get that particular setup working. And while NATO will try desperately to find a frag over at B, Croman is being pressured towards the A bomb site with the brunt of the aggression is heading from Saw. Croman playing the headshot angle, does get the one, but he's lost his teammate. It all comes down to Croman, and he has no HP to play off of and too many players to find. It's a good start to the T side by a pistol by Saw.
Yeah, NORDAVIND, they get the flashbang early in, and 2 of the players in the T side are flashed up. But Saw, one thing that we will never doubt about them is their individual capability with pistols, as they do have some insane Deagle players. They do have some insane Glock players as well. But they come through, they immediately bounce back, and they take them down. So Saw don't even need to pull off their 6 strats, which they had 3 sets of utility for. They're just comfortable taking the round away.
And of course, we get the buy in response to these SMGs out from NORDAVIND. Nothing overly crazy, just the 3 players over towards the site. Got the fast rotation as well available in NATO Sapphics, and there's a lack of information from both sides, really. There's not been too many tells, too many nades expended over towards Banana from this T side either. Nothing outside of the ordinary at the very least. They are trusting HS to simply lock out this bomb site, or at least get some sort of early indicator that it may not be a B-sided play, but he's actually beginning to cheat himself slightly over so that he has a faster rotation to this B site, and it seems like Saw are on a collision course to the stack.
Again, he's got the Mac 10 to open things up, but NATO Suffix with the running CZ can come through with more. He does get the reload as well. The question is, do they realize where Tensky is? He's right behind the smoke. They're not going to be expecting this. They don't check it, but there's Muterus to come in. Always there to clean up, always there to make sure everything's going to be fine. HS does get a very important shot, though. It'll let him pick up the Mac 10, which probably won't be too relevant as he wants to stick to the 1 bullet potential. Actually, no, the 5.7 doesn't have that anymore. My bad. HS pulls out the Mac 10, maybe realizing the same thing.
Well, if he gets a little bit of cash here with the SMG bonus, that'd be a nice little bonus for him. Hoping that the Soul players find themselves in the crosshair, and while he goes to take a fight, there's the double peek there from Soul. Keeping 3 alive, they keep the rifles primarily as well, which is important. And they should now sort them down to just pistols on the NORDAVIND side. I thought maybe
keep an MP9, which is obviously the best gun in the game.
True. Good running accuracy, good jumping accuracy.
Yeah.
And especially against these anti-ecos. Yeah, just the fact that I sort of came into it thinking, oh, Soul might want to start on the CT side, but a good start to that T side is always a welcome sign as well.
And they did struggle a bit on their T side yesterday against attacks as well. I mean, you know, we didn't get to see all of it because it was the second half and they did just win. But they went 6 for 6, if I remember correctly. So, you know, not the best in the world. They let attacks have a few moments where they were coming alive, coming back into it. But it's good to see them with the pistol round win and the translations after that. 4 players on NORDAVIND are playing over towards B with nades ready, though. And those nades, well, they won't really be doing much. No one coming their way. At this point, it's all about maybe you go for some exits with the nades. At the same time, CSGo does have the MP9, so you don't want to give over too much money towards the Opera.
Yeah, even the prospect of attempting sort of a Doja-esque nade would be hindered by this man. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Warning shots, rung his bell.
Just trauma comes in from the previous game. He's like, nope, I know what a USB means. I am not going up against that.
You can see they took time to plant this bomb as well, just so that they had a bit more information as to where NORDAVIND were. No, just making sure they're not getting flanked. There's no surprises from these pistols. They expect the avenue of attack from the CT side, should there be any.
Arky now wants his turn on trying to get some money up. He says, give it over to me. Pulls out the USB as well. He's just running a full TF2 spy costume, bringing out all the CT utility and the CT weaponry. Finds that early kill. HS will trade, but it's only an MP9 taken backwards. Actually, I say only an MP9, but I wouldn't mind seeing that in the hands of Kroman or Tensky in the next round. They don't have very much money. That could be a factor.
Well, we'll see how the money is handled. You can still kind of buy up an AWP if you're NORDAVIND. There could have been a world in which HS could have dropped that over, so you can still afford up armor, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, that would have been a few too many compromises, it seems, for the NORDAVIND side, and so instead, keeping the SMG, like we were saying, but it's in HS's hands, and the rifles accompany him.
I want to see some aggression on the back of this. So they've sent 4 players over towards Banana early on just to make sure they have some sort of control. And now immediately 3 of them are rotating back. And we've seen this become more and more common in Inferno, where early on you just fortify Banana and say, they're not going to rush A. HS, however, with the MP9, flashbang is there, gets a lot of information, sees 2 players, pulls out a Molotov as well. Kroman's here to back him up. M4 will bring down Roman. And the AK-47 immediately picked up by HS is getting aggressive. Muterus is spotted, but Muterus will take him down nonetheless. HS not quite the victor of that exchange, as his teammates now are trying to figure out where exactly Saw is destined to go. 55 seconds on the clock, and Arky finds another one. Harry will turn things into a 4v3 in the favor of Saw. Roman wanting to fight back. Arky has spotted him out, clears out Pit, but they don't realize that 2 of these players are already headed over towards the B site, potentially to save, but the question is how many can Kroman get? If he finds 2 kills, then it's a 2v2, and they're definitely going to be going for this. But that'll be a mistake. He finds 1, could be 2, sees the other one coming up from the side, but Kroman was expecting another T-side player to be coming in from behind CSGo. Unfortunately for him, just wasn't the case.
Starting to get a few glimpses of the lineups we saw in Dust 2, but this time it doesn't quite work out in NORDAVIND's favor, and those small instances go a long way. Having moments where you shouldn't have died to a double kill, or you shouldn't have given a player 2 frags, and instead getting away and getting the bomb planted safely, so are beginning to build a bit of momentum, and while winning this rifle round helps in doing exactly that. Could have been shaken from Dust 2, but coming in with a bit of a better mentality, and those opening kills from Arky is in the apartments in particular were very, very crucial in terms of making that site far more exposed and putting all that pressure on Kroman.
Yep. Muterus as well, being able to take down HS, even though HS had the AK and Muterus just had the Galil, that was also incredibly important over there. If HS is alive, Arky can't even get into apartments. Now though, you will see the off pulled out. NATO Safix has had that dropped over to him. They've got a full buy because they did, of course, save quite a bit of money on HS before. This time, it's actually Tensky and Kroman who've got the extra money, courtesy of being able to save. Now, he's leading in. NATO Safix, this is the angle we saw him get the 3K from yesterday, and he starts off strong, but Muterus was ready to trade away through the smoke and through the plywood.
Yeah, this time able to punish the peaks from NORDAVIND. A 1-for-1 exchange always favors this T side. The information that's gained that they'll be stretched a little thin on the defenses means that holes begin to open up. And these arches are looking mighty fine for Saw. looking to begin their progression on towards this A side. The rotation is coming in from NORDAVIND, so they are very aware that this is a possibility, but Tensky may fall into the trap, or maybe it's a trap of his own making. Instead, finding the peak, getting the kill, and HS has found one over towards short as well, but now Spawn is left into the T side clutches. Harry posted with the AWP, knows this is a possibility. The flash will deter him for now. They'll hope to play the numbers game instead, play for the retake of the site, and concede it to Seoul, but they're hot on their heels.
Well, Croman finds Roman in a compromised position, and Muris is left even further compromised. A 1v3 with 35 seconds on the clock. The important thing for him here is just to get damage. Harry is being very careful, does not want to lose the AWP, but he will. And although that can be picked up later on, now it's a 1v2, which is much more doable. Muris in possession of the bomb, leaning forward closer and closer. Roman's on top of the bench, so he's got the elevated position on this round. Otherwise, you see a very bad buy coming in there.
Yeah, and the money is not exactly perfect on the Seoul side either. We're getting to see a little bit more strain. Of course, only 5 rounds gone, but quite a few casualties as we've gone across. Surviving with 3, 2 in several rounds. There's still points to be had. Maybe it take a couple more rounds, but oh my god, consistent. Flashbangs over towards Banana. Neither team really spots them out until far too late. Just thought he was safe from behind. Instead gets flanked out by the SMG. And, well, Harry may have just gotten away with murder. Those smokes, those Molotovs down to at least contain him, but he's called for a teammate to help out. Meanwhile, Roman probes the A side of the map to try and get some sort of a response. The smoke at least may tempt HS around it, but Arky's taking up this angle once again over to the apartments. NATO with the ult, finding another.
That's a bomb being dropped in mid as well, which means that they just smoked off a molly. That is unfortunate. But Roman's in a great position, playing an off angle, finds Roman, takes him down. So far this round, Saw has not been helped by smokes whatsoever. They've largely been deterred by them. Stradodo and Arky, 2 versus 4. Tensky over towards the B bomb site is going to be a massive pain in the neck for them, as well as potentially other more compromising positions. Stradodo and Arky recollect themselves. All right, Tensky misses a bit of a few shots. Sloppy spray over there. Unfortunately, not been having the series you want to see from him. Croman, in the meanwhile, though, does tag up Stradodo even more. NATO Suffix runs through the smoke there. I do not like that play whatsoever. I mean, it was very cool, but I feel like you could have kept 3 players alive over there if not for that.
This guy's getting clipped with a frag movie. He's buddy hopping over the coffins, going for no scopes just to deny the plant. And I mean, I guess it gets enough space for HS, but that is a wild play. Still a round win for NORDAVIND. That's definitely not fundamental Counter-Strike.
What are you talking about? Am I not supposed to be doing that on 64-tick matchmaking servers?
They don't teach that one in schools.
I hope so. Well, NORDAVIND, they have found a foot in the door, but that door could very well snap their foot right off should they be punished by Muteris's AK over here. He went for the hero rifle. I don't mind it, especially in his hands, especially given that the rest of his team's money means that now he's really just pretty much even with them. Harry, in the meanwhile, still wielding the trusty MP9, will be assaulted very soon. He realizes that and immediately runs away. The MP9 will ask for some assistance, will ask for some additional players to come in, but all that's done is forced away rotations. The T's, they are teasing the CT side, and now, as they head up mid, Tensky can't really get aggressive. He's very afraid of being caught off, and for good reason. Muteris is right around the corner, is going to be able to get that kill and throw the AK over to his teammate, but that teammate does not have the Kevlar.
Croman holding for that wrap. He knew it was coming. that fight taken earlier. Croman does eventually fall victim to the crossfire that Saw had set up as they crunched in towards the site, and while they get this bomb planted, this should have been an easy enough round, but that Hero AK has gone a long way. So now in a position to take this one out from under Nordavind's nose, but Harry is creeping up with the MP9. He's hoping to catch them off guard with a better timing and just wait for his teammate to get into a position where he can properly support, but he's going to be the first point of contact. Harry barreling through, just able to respond in kind. NATO with the open play, he doesn't really want to give this one over to them, and well, he's just going to try and save this instead. Saw bled them dry. They had absolutely no utility in the last minute to 50 seconds of the round, and Saw could just move up. It meant that Tensky had to take fights in towards the arches where nobody could flash for him. Typically, you have contingencies in place like that, but they just didn't have the utility to deal with those pistols, and Saw did such a good job in bleeding them dry.
Well, listen, we also have our good old case partners who are bringing you all of this fantastic Counter-Strike action. It's Hellcase, which are the biggest and most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, updated case battle upgrader, dozens of giveaways per month, and more absolutely unique features. You won't get bored with Hellcase. Use the promo codes to save more and grab what you deserve. Now, I will say over there as well, the spacing from Saw was really, really good. Because when Roman goes down with the AK, Croman waits a split second and then he turns around to deal with short pressure because he's got the read wrong that there's only one player over. And that player coming in from behind was Just, who took down Croman, who made it possible for them to come in. Meanwhile, though, NATO Suffix was trying to get aggressive in apartments in this round. Does end up being taken down. The op now out of their hands.
Croman fancies himself a bit of a threat of his own right, but he meets the same fate. He thought he had a better angle, a better position, one that he could capitalize off of, but not going to reap the same rewards. Harry on the site, though, is able to get one. They do know exactly where he is until he begins to swarm him, but it gets one range with the MP9, but nonetheless, it still will be a Saw round. A little bit worrying on the site there. Shouldn't have been a secondary kill, but now 6 rounds for Saw on this T side. A much, much better start than we saw on Dust 2.
Hey, hey, hey. I'm sorry. I know it's not possible for you not to say that, but unfortunately, Yumi, it was said. It was said.
Unfortunately so. Well, a timeout called from Nordavind. They're looking to take a bit of a breather. We saw Saw call a similar timeout when they were behind, when they were looking to rally
The troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just, doesn't even have to just be the troops, you know, just themselves, you know? Just pat themselves on the back like, it's okay, I got this.
Technically, they are the troops, so... And I just want Tensky to get up on a podium, make a speech, just go out and tell everyone to play their hearts out, and then come through and start hitting some shots on his own. Tensky, rough game for him in particular. He has been sticking out like a sore thumb, and Saw every time they can exploit him, they seem to be winning the round. Earlier on, they had quite a bit of room given to them over towards Banana once as well. This time, the past few rounds where they've reset Nordavind's momentum was off the back of arguably Tensky dropping the ball a little bit, but in all fairness, he did get the headshot, so you can't blame him all that much. Harry, right now with the Deagle, is going to be catching up soon, though. Just goes in before he gets the chance to, and somehow Harry doesn't land that shot.
A free enough frag for Just, it seems. Even going before the utility is properly deployed, but a timing that he will happily take if it means that they get the advantage. Now, they've actually pulled a rotation away to this A site. Instead of hoping to contest B, the smokes are down. There's a likelihood that Saw could be in the bomb site by now. And Nordavind aren't committing too many eggs to that fight. If there is a chance that they go towards this A site, they want to reinforce it, well, now the copious amounts of utility being thrown will say, okay, we made a gamble. It's the wrong site. Try and save and make sure we don't give up these. I mean, it's Deagles, it's some smokes as well that they can carry over to the next round.
What's their loss bonus at? What, 3?
They should have about 2,400 coming their way.
Yeah, that's not really that much money, so The question is, do we see NORDAVIND going for another half buy? Because I could see that happening. You know, you're probably sitting at about 4K, 4.2K average after this. That's all what you need for a CT side buy. And, you know, you save these CZs, you save some Kevlar as well. But, okay, you know, we were wrong. It was not a 3-round loss bonus at all. It was a full loss bonus.
Right, because it doesn't fully reset. Of course it doesn't, because my brain is still living in the past.
Oh, right, of course. Sorry, Saul won 3 rounds in a row right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Of course. Look, guys, Matt's on broadcast, okay? Matt's on broadcast.
It's like 4 minus 2 plus 2.
Well,
God, though. They get the buy they want.
That's the important point. You know, forget our math skills. We definitely did. 3 players over towards the B bomb site. Still no signs of aggression from NORDAVIND. They're not taking aggressive control over it, even though NATO, he might be the exception as he's jumped on top of the broken, or now very fixed wall. Flashbang will be coming in, just making sure that Sudodo has got the superior angle, the better advantage, and 4 players over towards the A side could be very troubling, as Saw set up for what could end up being a couple of players lost in mid if they're trying to get information. Smokes being used all over the place. NORDAVIND not too worried about using utility up early on. Now Saw, they're still yet to have an inkling of where they want to go.
Yeah, the bomb still dropped towards T steps as well. Seems to indicate that decisions haven't been made. And while the clock continues to grind down, the Smokes is pointing through middle. Croman's in an elevated position where he can help out his teammate in HS, and they just demolish the push from these 2 Saw players. And the rest of the team are not far behind them, so they go and take those fights. They peer in through middle, and Croman tracking down one of the nade is just left into Muteris' hands, and this crossfire, just the setup over towards the A bomb site. NORDAVIND deal with any sort of aggression that Soul put their way.
That was also a really nice angle from Croman, because you almost never see players boosting up on flower pots over there. It's almost always a direct on top of shelter boost. And Croman having that little off angle means that no one's ever going to check him, because it's also a very awkward angle to shift your mouse to. You have to go vertically up considerably more compared to the balcony angle to even be able to see more than the feet of that player when you're coming out of the boiler door. So it's really, really difficult to win that duel. It's also a closer angle. So if you have a second player playing around the short corner, you're going to be having significantly more time to support him compared to the balcony, which is about, I don't know how to describe it, but it's about a foot extra towards the left side. So just a really nice angle from Croman there.
Yeah, and the few times you'd maybe have your crosshair in a decent enough position like that is when you wouldn't have boiler control. It's when you could be concerned maybe there'd be a player on the CT side playing in boiler and you wanted to clear it. But it's a hard angle to adjust to. Well, this time we see Soul take the timeout after losing a pretty big round. I mean, they just after NORDAVIND had their own timeout, they get a nice little round win. So just making sure that there's no big issues. Not going to lose this stride that they've built up.
Croman on 11 kills has very much been the man of this map so far, but they need more players to be stepping up. NATO's not been doing much, let's be honest. It's 10 rounds in, he's on 4 kills. This is not the NATO you want to see. Similarly, HS, a little bit more quiet as well. Overall, NORDAVIND need their players to be stepping up more. We've talked about how they've got a lot of individual skill, but it's not being showcased on the server right now. HS will want to do that. Those swings out wide, move back through the smoke as well. So incredibly aggressive to get that early advantage, and a chunky nade over in Banana as well.
That is a criminal timing that HS has exploited. Just the fact that there's shots coming in as he retreats. He knows exactly how they're going to respond after he gets a frag like that. What a way to open things up as well. Doing things all by his lonesome. So how do you react? Are you still concerned about the apartments? Do you think that NORDAVIND are going to push the boundaries that much further. Instead, they've gone for a bait and switch and a crossfire setup in through middle. SGo probing with the AWP, has teammates throwing utility as well alongside him, but the smoke in response from that CT side may deter them. Back towards B they'll go just to see what NATO Safix is up to.
They do have flashes, so they can force him off the angle. That's the important thing about Saw's play, that they always keep flashes to force NATO off this angle. But NATO, now he's feeling more confident. He has a player behind him. He can repeat this out if he wants to, because Tensky, that one flash is a difference maker. Unfortunately, though, Tensky is going to be regretting this rotation. Croman has come into first contact. HS swings out for more. He's got 3 kills this round. Keeps the spray going, but SGo will be able to get the response. It won't matter, though, as Harry came in the meanwhile and took down Arky. So Harry, he swings out. He'll peek through. Bomb will get planted, and suddenly things become much more doable for SGo in this 1v2.
Yeah, the flash indicates there's a player over towards the arches, but does he suspect that NATO's made this rotation in? Eventually, timings will tell. SGo has to commit to one of these fights eventually, hoping that this arches player does decide to peek by his lonesome, but they've doubled up. They're moving in from short. SGo holding the angle, not unable to hit the shot, however. That could have been a sitter. Made things more difficult for NATO as he made his way onto the bomb site, but instead they get the round. They keep 2 up. They keep the open play as well, and they get a 4th.
Huge round coming through from HS. You look at that first kill, that's great, but afterwards, Croman plays this really nicely where he's standing in the middle, and unfortunately, Saw don't recognize that that means that there could still be another player right around the corner of shelter. So HS takes advantage of that, swings out, gets a perfect spray transfer onto 2 players as well, and the third one could have been his. SGo just comes out and kills him at the end, though. If that wasn't an op, I could have seen him going down. If he had a few more bullets, I could have seen him going down. So there is that, but SGo, very valiant attempt as well in that round. HS again aggressive, and NATO Safix will be countering out the T-side aggression on Banana with a quick kill as well. Harry down on 2 HP, but he's okay. They can play very, very far back.
This map isn't going very well for Seoul thus far, but these last 2 rounds, the fact that HS has gotten away with that now twice, that is a bit concerning. Just as we are about to say, and we just kind of highlighted a couple rounds before, that HS has kind of slowed down. Not quite the same performance. That's the same type of a play that he would have made on the previous map.
Molly is there. Do they have more to do? Harry with 2 HP comes in. 2 more kills for him. NATO started things off nicely. He was able to get the good old early kill. But Harry, that is criminal.
Yeah, nice little fadeaway. Why not?
Yeah. Saw's money's gone too now, Yumi.
Yeah, that one buy where we're a little bit confused as to whether the guns would be coming out, that has been the difference maker. That one round in which they've now stemmed 3 from. So are on the economic back foot. They do have that AK still invested into. Another hero one at that, this time in Just Sands. And while Croman sets himself up over towards short once more, this time another big switch instead of a make-do crossfire with HS. Tensky there to support as well. They're just barreling on through to find these frags, get this round over with, and so only find 1 for their troubles.
That's a happy round. You keep 4 players alive, 2 AKs there for the CTs as well, 6-7, and this is the big one. This is the one where if Saul loses this round, you're giving up, and what should be an 8-7 for NORDAVIND in the end of the first half, which you were absolutely dominating. They were 7-2 up. And now SGo doesn't have the op either, and we know he's not entirely comfortable on the rifle the same way he is on an op, so lots of questions to be asked. Arky, however, will not be the one answering them. He goes down. HS finds a second. He's so good down mid. Now the third as well, as Harry came in as a distracting force. And now the T's are basically just gone out of this round already. SGo, he's been located. HS is looking for his 4th. He'll find it. It could even be the ace from him. Just is being hunted. He's 1 versus 4. He knows they'll go after him, and Harry steals the ace, but steals the round as well. Saw these past few rounds, they've just been falling prey to HS down mid again and again and again.
He can't keep getting away with it, man. I don't understand how he's just getting away with it round after round. He had his teammates there to support him this time around as well through second middle. If there wasn't that presence from the balcony, he likely gets traded. So he had that support, but he's still just a force to be reckoned with. He's playing so much disrespect in that there's not going to be too much presence and not fast enough reaction. And while Harry will try to gander over Banana, not quite able to do the best in that particular instance to soften it up for the nade of NATO Safix. Now they're doubled up. They've slowed down the push here from Seoul, but they've established control of Banana that they are going to be happy with. Now they can investigate other parts of the map, and hopefully they don't find an HS in their face or in their back lines.
Ooh. If Croman had been a little bit earlier, that nade would have gotten 2 kills. Unfortunately, he took his time because he wanted to walk over, not reveal the fact that he has rotated. And as a result of that now, you know what? HS alone on that A bomb site, like you said, this could be troubling, but HS himself has been trouble all day long. If you want anyone to be in this position, it's him, but he drops the ball, and with that, it's all onto Croman. Trying to steal away that 8th round, trying to take it back to an 8-7. Muterus, in the meanwhile, AK at the ready. He's had a few quieter rounds, but this one could be his biggest one yet. NATO scoped in, providing some sort of cover fire, but Croman needs to peek out soon to be able to take a few duels quickly. There's 2 players in Graveyard. You're not going to be expecting that. Very little utility. 1 flashbang in Croman's hands, which will go out and just comes in, kills him immediately. Dato's good for the trade, but trades aren't good enough because Muterus can do the same. 3 kills from Muterus, 14 and 8 to end that first half, and Saw barely get the lead.
Yeah, some solid shots there from Just to deal with that initial site pressure, get the rotation as well, and it's Muterus who seals it in. It's a bit of a rocky one towards the end. NORDAVIND seemed to be just awakening at HS in some capacity, and it's very, very strange to see. We see the odds from our lovely partners over at LootBet, and if you're interested in those odds, you know, you can, of course, go over to LootBet. They offer 10 CSGo spins, or 10 free CSGo spins, and up to €100 bonus on a deposit. So there's a little banner under the Twitch channel that you can check them out. But it's quite a close-knit set of odds as well. Neither really for or against NORDAVIND, slightly leaning more so their direction, but sort of gotten a bit more respect.
That's a big nade. HS being tagged down early on. He doesn't have the armor either, so more damage to be done. He's just lucky he wasn't a few steps further ahead, otherwise could have been down to 10 HP. I don't think it's possible to kill someone with an aerial nade, though, with 1 nade. I think you have to have it right on the feet. But Dodo is definitely very, very capable of killing people. Unfortunately, he's also capable of dying to the Molotov. Just gets 2 kills, though, and that should be what saves them this round. The bomb will be planted, so the T's at least guarantee themselves a loss bonus. But Harry now repositions all the way over towards the Banana Cubby. HS taking the duel from New Box. They can't flush him out, but he's re-peeking, and that's a mistake. Harry now has to battle it out. He gets 2 dinks in that round, but unfortunately, it's a curse of a Glock, and it is the 9th round for Saw.
Yeah, crucial shots. Again, from Justin Muterus, it seems to be. This dynamic duo who sealed out the half, now getting the pistol for them as well. If those 2 kills don't come in, like you correctly said, the round is far more contested. A bit of a crazy moment moving through that smoke from Just, but he performs where needed, and well, the buys will come through from both teams. Of course, the plant coming through from NORDAVIND means that they can afford up a buy. Of course, there are SMGs in the mix. The Galil has to be picked as well.
Yeah, Justin Muterus, I think you could just put that on a banner and just to describe who they are. They show up when necessary.
No
well,
fast plays from either side, given the weaponry, sorry, that either of them have.
I want to see Saul get a bit more aggressive, to be honest. When you don't have this much utility, just play for information, know where you need to deposit that utility. Otherwise, you could see these Tech 9s run over you. You know, they've got full utility on the T side, almost. No Molotovs, yes, but pretty good for what they've got. And now, looks like it might just be A little bit of extra pressure in apartments. Saw are thinking it's a hoax though. They put 3 players in the B bomb site, but now that they've reclaimed
site, but still able to get it done this time. I mean, again, another multi-kill from Uterus, who has been hogging the limelight, it seems, from the Saw camp, but he's gotten into double digits and secures them an anti-eco. Well, there doesn't seem to be any sort of long-scale plan from NORDAVIND, just making sure that they don't get rushed down. We saw some aggressive peaks. From a couple of the Saw players, but nothing really further from that.
with a single flashbang, they can go for a bomb plot.